Alright, here we're going to talk about the triangle midsegment theorem. So a midsegment is a segment that cuts through the middle of a triangle. It joins the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. So that's what we're seeing here. D is the midpoint of AC, E is the midpoint of BC. That segment is called the midsegment. That segment is parallel to the third side, and it's half as long. So this side is parallel to the third side, the one that's not intersecting with, and it's half as long. 8 is half of 16. We have 3 midsegments in each triangle, so I can connect the midpoint of AC to the midpoint of BC. I can connect the midpoint of AC to the midpoint of BA. I'm kind of just estimating. That one's off, though. I'm going to try that again. And then the midpoint of AB, I can also connect that to the midpoint of BC. So there's really 3 midsegments connecting each of the pairs of midpoints. Each of those is parallel to the side it doesn't intersect with. And it's half of its size. All right, so here we're going to try to find the perimeter of QLT. QLT is the big triangle. This is a midsegment. I guess it should really say that. Oh, actually it does, sorry. This is congruent to this. This is congruent to that. That is congruent to that. So each of those are midpoints because we have congruent segments on either side. So AB is midsegment, which means it is half the length of QL. So if that's 4, that has to be 8. If this is 5, that's congruent to this side. That's also going to be 5. This is actually also going to be 5. This would be 4.5. We don't really need those. We're really just adding up, going around the outside. That's 17 plus 10. That is 27. That's the perimeter of the big triangle. All right, again, these are marked as congruent. That means that is the midpoint. That's halfway in between. Same thing here. So 7x represents the midsegment. This represents that third side. So this is half the length of this expression. So I can do 2 times 7x, and I know that's going to be equal to 17x minus 18. So that would give us 14x equals 14x equals 17x minus 18. Negative 3x equals negative 18, and x equals 6. I'm going to double check this just to make sure. 7 times 6 is 42. 17 times 6 is 102. Minus 18 is 84, which is good because 84 is double 42. And on the last one, this point down here got cut off. That's supposed to be a T. We're trying to find RTV. We want to find the measure of that angle. So we know that this is half the length of that. This is measuring angles, though. That is talking about this angle. That's talking about that angle. We also know that this midsegment is going to be parallel to that line there. If these two lines are parallel, I have a pair of parallel lines. I have a transversal that cuts across them. And I have this angle and this angle marked there. Those are consecutive interior angles. So that plus that has to add up to 180. 6x plus 1 plus x plus 4 equals 180 degrees. So I'm adding those together to get 7x plus 5 equals 180. 7x equals 175. So x is 29. Now I'm just going to substitute it in there. That's really what my question is looking for. X plus 4 is 33. Oops, sorry. I did that wrong. Yikes. I was jumping to the answer. 175 divided by 7 is 25. That plus 4 is our final answer of 29 degrees. All right, that is the last property of triangle that we need to worry about for this unit. Triangle midsegment theorem.